The big news right now is that the Texas legislature is meeting, and they meet. If you don't understand how this works, they meet every other year. It's always in odd calendar years, and so the legislature it's in front of them right now to up the Texas Film Incentive Program from $200 million a year up to $500 million a year. Aaron, I know you've worked on some projects that have gotten some film incentive dollars. What's that experience been like, and what do you think, more than doubling this amount of money is going to do for the film industry in the state?
Admittedly, I haven't read the legislation yet. However, I mean, does anyone? I will say from the 200 million to a 500 million jump would be huge. My experience when I first started producing and even production managing and coordinating, I worked on a lot of national commercials. And so you get a lot of high-end companies like, Toronto-based, BMW, whoever. And if they're looking to make a really high-scale project, Houston, amongst other cities in Texas, I mean, Texas as a whole, but in my experience, Houston is really willing and able and capable to take on that type of production size and scope and scale it for whatever they need. Like, we'll shut down half of our downtown if they need it for a cool driving shot. What that does is it creates so much work for all the locals and all the local production companies, all of the gear rental houses, and especially our hospitality industry. Like our hotels, I mean, we can work on a 3-day BMW commercial, but it's like 30 days of work for production teams, and they can ingest easily $1 million into our economy during that time. So even though it's only a 3-day shoot, it's an extraordinary amount of money sometimes for, our city and our workers. And then you file, the production company files and gets the incentive money paid back as a thank you, basically, for coming to shoot here in Texas. So it incentivizes a lot of these companies. If you're BMW and you want to shoot a commercial in downtown, you've got options all over the globe. Why Houston? So we need to have those selling points in order to attract more of those dollars to come here. And that's a big win for all of us, because then it's how we stay in business. It's how we all pay our bills. So I hope it passes. I hope the state can afford it. I hope, I know from my experience that if it does pass, it will really impact people like me, and specifically, experts and technicians in the Texas region.
Yeah, there's a stat out there right now that says for every dollar spent on production, it results in about $4.70 of economic impact for the city where the work is being done. And so, again, I'm not an economist, but you can really kind of see that playing out, because this isn't work that's going to go to one-man bands, right? It's going to go to a team of 30 people driving around the entire city of Houston or Austin or Fort Worth, right? And it's going to mean that there's people in the catering industry, people in the hotel industry, even from car rentals and, like you said, rental houses with camera and equipment and all that stuff. It really does kind of build it out.